bet you thought that I would lay down and die. Whoa, no. Demon fangs spitting in my cup all night long. Wheel your tongue at my throne of power. Oh, no. I never for a second thought that I was dead. Oh, no. I never for a second let you into my head. Oh, no. I'll take a bow and I'll show you how to survive. I bet you die, you were the love of my life. Whoa, no. I bet you thought that I would lay down and die. Whoa, no. I bet you thought that I would lose my mind. Oh, no. I bet you thought that I'd give up tonight. Oh, no. Bleeding knees, but honey, I can still cry. Oh, yeah. I'm going crazy to get out of this. Oh, yeah. I'll take a bow and I'll show you how to survive. I bet you die, you were the love of my life. Whoa, no. I bet you thought that I would lay down and die. Whoa, no. Now can I get away from the pain when I baby? I never get away. Why? Now can I get away from the pain when I baby? I never get away. I'll take a bow and I'll show you how to survive. I bet you die, you were the love of my life. Whoa, no. I bet you thought that I would lay down and die. Oh, no, yeah.
Came up and I don't know where I go tomorrow. Came up and I don't know what's gonna come tomorrow. Came up and I don't know where I go tomorrow. Came up and I don't know what's gonna come tomorrow. Yeah. Don't bother. I let the mob on it hard like Johnny. She asked me, do you love me? I'm like, what I told you. As I woke up, I was on that 40, keep it funky. I keep it funky. On that party, that's on it.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. It's opening week in the NFL, and today we have two teams are more than ready to get the season underway. It's the Panthers going up against the Browns. With that, let's call in our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis, with this opening week matchup.
We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Carolina Panthers and the Cleveland Browns. Peterson alone in the backfield. He's going to get the football. And he powers his way up past the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Again, Peterson. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. Kelvin Benjamin has to be a feature of this offense that's on your screen now.
Definitely a #1 receiver, a huge target with some speed. It's almost like go-go gadget when he goes up to get the football. No matter how you defend him, he can go just a little bit higher.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Now a man who punted for the Browns in 2015, Andy Leon, to kick it away. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And taken right at the 35. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now Hundley. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Let's meet the offensive starters, and let's discuss Corey Coleman, first wide receiver drafted out of last year's class.
And there was a reason for that. When you watched his tape, when you watched his games, you saw his explosiveness and ability to play the ball in the air downfield. Don't get hung up on the fact he only ran 4 routes at Baylor. Just coach him up and turn him loose.
Throwing, Hundley. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't.
And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And the last drive, their first drive, 3-and-out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And here's the starting crew defensively for Cleveland.
If your day involves blocking Danny Shelton, you better pack lunch and dinner. It's an all-day job.
On 2nd down, here's Newton. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Third down, it's Adrian Peterson. And he is going to lose yardage here. He loses 5 full yards to bring up 4. So now off goes Newton, and on comes the kicker, Graham Gano. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
This is taken at his 4. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Let's go! Next round! Next round!
Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. And his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Here we go! 38!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Surveying the field. He's going to loft one deep left side here. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect. And the starting crew defensively for Carolina.
Charles Johnson off the edge. A long day for any offensive tackle.
And on 2nd and 10 now. On play action, they'll throw. He's got time. And the hook up here with Jalen Strong complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They come up in an offset eye. And now it's 2nd and goal. They stay on the ground. This is Marshall again. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Keith Marshall, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Browns have taken the early lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
On the return, this is Denard Robinson. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out.
Looking for the tight end, Olsen, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. One receiver left, three to the right. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a third down and 2.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And Zuerlein's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us want to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Offense staying ahead of the chains here, 2nd and 3. They give it to Peterson. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Now it's Newton here off the bootleg. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
To me, that's a superior play by the backer because he was allowed to, I think, run free on it and make that play. His defensive linemen, they covered things down for him because offensive guys, the linemen, what they're trying to do, as you know, is block the guy at the point of attack and then climb to the next level and get the linebacker. You're not allowed to climb. You got a free hitter, and that's what we saw there. And a really nice play resulted for them.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. They fake the give. Newton flushed out right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Antoine Blake. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
A screen complete to Crowell. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
This is Marshall, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
Throwing, Hundley. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And his throw is incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. They'll come out in the pistol. Now Hundley. And this is incomplete. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Come on, let's go.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And Zerline's kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Newton on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That would be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Gonna throw right side here, complete. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Now it's Newton. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Throwing on third down, Newton. And caught left side, Olsen. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. They snap it to Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. Shreds the tackle. Ooh, the juke. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Here we go. Brand 38.
He'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They come out here in the eye. He'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. Buying time to his left. He hurdles him.
Should get a gold medal for that one.
They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
Throwing, Hundley. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. Shift together here from the D-line. Now Hundley. On the left side, a catch by White. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now this is fielded in the end zone. Stiff-armed him. And not great starting field position here for the offense. On 1st down, Newton. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Play action. It's Newton. Rolling to his right. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Trying to lay one up deep. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make this a second down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. He'll look to throw. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Looking for Strong, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense. Get a couple of...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. The throw on 2nd down is Newton. And this one complete right side to Funchess. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. We heard them talk before the game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well, and most teams take a period at a time to work on different...
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Back to throw. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. 3rd down and 8 now.
Come on, let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
Throwing, Hundley. And he comes back with one complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
They go play action here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Let's go, Ohio.
They'll run with Marshall. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback.
Looks for White, but it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. So it'll be 1st down here after the run. Now Hundley. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, I used to play quarterback in high school. I can do this.
Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Devin Funches high in the air to bring it in. And thanks to the interception, the Panthers offense cashes in with 6. And he puts it through. They're within 3. It's 13-10. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
Let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38! Next round! Let's go!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Keith Marshall, 77 yards. And the Browns add on to their lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, They're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
They'll come out in the pistol. On second down, here's Newton. Backing up. He's going to air one out. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this down deep into Cleveland territory. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Handoff comes to Peterson. And a pretty nifty hurdle there before he's brought down. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They run again with Peterson. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical, spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
Peterson alone in the backfield. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
Well, partner, they might want to tear up their scouting reports a little bit here because they just broke tendency. 3rd down, you don't ordinarily see a toss. They ran it, and they ran it really well and picked up a first down. I love the way the edges were sealed, which allowed him to get to the corner.
They'll run with Peterson. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll try the air now with Newton. His pass caught at the 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Now the Panthers get set, 3rd and goal.
And the defense has to account for Cam Newton on this play.
They'll run for it with Peterson. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Adrian Peterson, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers are able to get this back within a touchdown. And his kick is good. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Marshall now, the return. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And the Panthers coming out now. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
2nd down now after the incompletion. Another tote for the workhorse here this afternoon, Peterson. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Here's Newton. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
And Gano's kick is right through, and that's going to tie things at 20. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense, finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
Marshall now, the return. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust. The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And here's Marshall, and the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
And look at this, another fake. Oh, he's got a man wide open. And we're back now here in Cleveland. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a play fake here on first down. He'll buy some time right. Gets it to Strong. And all the way in. Touchdown. Cleveland. Jalen Strong. 46 yards. And the Browns have moved out in front. And they will take a 7-point lead now. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll make it across the 20. As his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Newton on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. You give him 15 more, and it's another first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. Funches with a catch over the middle. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
They come out with one back and three. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Cam Newton, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Throwing, Hundley. On the left side, a catch by White. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. So 3rd and medium here, 3rd and 5.
Let's go! White, nine! Ohio! 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 Let's go! White, nine!
Now Hundley. Eluding the pressure right. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
I know where we're headed on this. Terrific catch, gets his feet down.
And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it with Marshall. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a 4-yard pickup. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now a first carry for the backup, Isaiah Crowell. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, fourth quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
He'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Let's go! 51, 9,
Now Marshall. And an alley to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. And
look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Demario Davis able to drop him for a loss of 4. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
From the end zone, Newton. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
4 down, check, 4 down. Let's go, Brad 38, Brad 38.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about... And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So they run it on 2nd down. Now let's see what 3rd down brings here for the offense. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman, and it brings up 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is fielded at the 7. Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
He'll look to throw. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
And he's got it up and through. Flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
This will be taken very short. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. They're down here in a 1-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He's going to let it fly. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there. And that'll make it 3rd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
They'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Back to throw. And this one complete right side to Funchess. A gain of 6 there on first. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Peterson alone in the backfield. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. It's what you practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go.
There he goes right side. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for Cleveland, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.
Can I get a witness in the darkness? 'Cause there ain't no love